What's up, everybody? Tom Pelissero here at Lincoln Financial Field following the Vikings' stunning 24-14 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm really a little bit speechless because I didn't actually think the Vikings had this sort of a game in them. What you could see tonight was the Vikings out-schemed, out-coached, and outplayed a playoff-bound football team on both sides of the ball. And that is a credit to Leslie Frazier and what he's been able to accomplish. Frazier all week had begun to sort of change his rhetoric to say that the important changes were happening behind the scenes, that with all the circumstances going on, that it would be difficult for them really to make the steps forward that he thought they could on the field. But look what they were able to accomplish tonight. On defense, they came up with a heavy blitzing attack from Fred Puggich, who decided to send a ton of slot blitzes with Antoine Winfield, be extremely aggressive with the pressure. In essence, take the game to Michael Vick. Don't let him sit back in the pocket, wait 4 seconds for the rush, and then break it. They time and again sent Winfield from the slot, made Vick get out on the perimeter. He made a series of bad decisions, one interception, 2 other balls that should have been picked off. They sacked him 6 times, and they also hit him on the very first play of the game, forced him to have a little bit of a banged-up knee that he thought slowed him. You could see him limping around a little bit at times. When he needed to be fast, when he needed to be quick, he still could be, but certainly it wasn't something that was feeling good for him on the sidelines. That was really the only way the Vikings could cover up the weaknesses in their secondary, because you saw it on those first couple series when Vick had time to sit back and dissect down the field. Asher Allen got a long defensive pass interference penalty. Another ball was just barely overthrown against Jamarcus Sanford and Hussein Abdullah down the middle of the field. That was going to continue happening. They needed to force Vick's clock to speed up, and they needed to take him out of the rhythm passing game. They accomplished that. On offense, they were able to put Joe Webb into a real comfort zone by doing pretty much what I thought that they would try to do, which is a lot of little quarterback motion, a lot of little bootlegs, play action, sort of those football 101 sort of plays. They opened up the third quarter. All their success had been underneath. What they were seeing was the Eagles were giving them a ton of single safety looks because Joe Webb hadn't thrown the ball well down the field. Well, what do they do on the first play of the third quarter? Again, 3 tight ends. Eagles put 9 down in the box. Single safety on the opposite side of the field to get Percy Harvin isolated on the other side. Play action, bootleg, take a shot. It's a big gain. That combined with Antoine Winfield's strip sack of Michael Vick just before halftime, leading to a 45-yard touchdown. That was huge in the momentum shift in this football game. The Vikings continually kept their foot on the gas, didn't really let up. There was never a time where the Eagles got that one big play to sort of break their backs. That was precisely what they had to avoid. In terms of Joe Webb, I'm writing a lot more about this at 1500ESPN.com, but it was something. I didn't think that Webb had this sort of a game, and really I point to the 3rd and 11 conversion he had in the fourth quarter. They line up needing 3rd and 11 from the Philadelphia 47 to really kind of put that game away with about 8 minutes to go. Webb comes to the sideline during a timeout. They ask him what play he wants to run. He says this one, throws a bullet to Percy Harvin for a big conversion. 2 plays later, Adrian Peterson runs in. The Vikings lead goes back to 10. The Eagles don't score again. That was a football play by Joe Webb. We know what he can do. We know he has legs. We know that he has a big arm and can make those throws down the field and can make the quick passing throws when it's easy and when it's in rhythm. But to step back like that against a 6-man rush and to have the presence to stand in there, make not only the right read, but make a firm, accurate, pinpoint throw, that showed you something. That showed me something. I'd be the first to admit I didn't think Joe Webb actually had this in him at this stage in his career, coming from a spread offense, a no-huddle offense at UAB against Conference USA sort of opponents. He came out and he showed me something. I made a point to go up to him in the locker room and shake his hand and just shook my head. He laughed at me. What are you going to do? The kid has something in him. It's going to be really interesting to see now what happens with him going forward, how the Vikings approach the quarterback position. They still need to pursue other options. One game doesn't mean that Joe Webb's the quarterback of the future. But is there more hope than there was before this game that he could be? Absolutely. Back finally in the Twin Cities tomorrow with more from Winter Park and throughout the week. And then on to Detroit, where apparently it's going to be another snowstorm. Good stuff. Tom Pelissero, we'll see you.